Completing the square. Many students that I have taught, it is their arch nemesis. In this video, I am going to go through everything that you need to understand for completing the square. Probably students' favorite outside of the coefficient is when we have fractions. I'm going to work through this like I was doing a vertex problem, and I'm going to do a solving one. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, could you do either of these two processes, like adding your value C to the adding and subtracting on the same side, or adding on both sides if you're finding vertex or solving? Yes, you absolutely could. I just prefer to use one technique for one type of problem and the other technique for the other problem, okay? But you do you. Now, in this case, this is cool. There's nothing to factor out here, right? So that's fine. So all I'm simply going to do then is take my middle term divided by 2 and then square it. So 3 divided by 2, let's actually figure this one out. So C is equal to a 3 divided by 2 squared, which in this case is a 9/4. Okay, so I'm just going to add and subtract it onto the same side because I'm trying to do vertex form. So I'm going to do y equals a x squared plus a 3x plus a 9/4. And then I got to make sure I subtract a 9/4 and then add 1. Now, I factored this problem before for students, and you might have been confused on how did he know how to factor that? Well, here's a little tip that you guys can use. It doesn't matter. If you create a perfect square trinomial, you know it can be rewritten as a binomial squared, right? So what you're going to simply do is if I have x plus or minus, it all determines on what the middle term is. If the middle term is positive, your binomial square is positive. If your middle term is negative, your binomial square is negative. But all it is x plus or minus b divided by 2 squared. So what was my b divided by 2? 3/2. So then, ladies and gentlemen, I can factor this easily. It's just x plus, that's a positive, right? Plus a 3/2 squared. Done. Right? You don't need to be knowing how to like factoring all these fractions, or even if you're dealing with difficult numbers. If you know it's a perfect square trinomial, it's x plus or minus b divided by 2. And again, the plus or minus is all dependent on the middle term of your perfect square trinomial. Now let's get to this. How do we do a fraction with a whole number of 1? Well, what I prefer to do is not to deal with fractions, to deal with fractions, but deal with fractions and fractions. I don't want to write 1. I want to rewrite 1 as 4/4. Don't you guys agree that 4/4 is the same thing as 1? Yes, but now they have the same denominator. And remember, when adding and subtracting fractions, you have to have common denominators. So now they have the same denominator. You just add the numerators and keep the denominator. So -9 plus 4 is going to equal a -5/4. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our final answer. So now we have a vertex that's fractions, but that's okay. Okay, I think this is going to be another negative, but I don't know. Let's get into it. Maybe this won't be negative, but I'll keep it in there. All right, so let's do solving. Okay, so we're going to rewrite that to 0. I'm going to add the 5 to the other side. Okay, and then again, we got to factor out our 2. So I have a 5 is equal to a 2 times a x squared plus, oh crap, how do you factor out a 2 from 5? 2 does not evenly divide into 5. How do we do this? Well, again, factoring out is just like dividing by 2, right? So all it's simply going to be is a 5/2 x. Now again, guys, you can always check your work on factoring by just multiplying things back. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 5/2 is simply just going to be a 5x. So we're good to go. Now again, this is a little bit more confusing work here. So since I have a coefficient and I have a fraction, so let's go and find our value C. Our value C in this case is going to be a 5/2, dividing it by 2 and then squared. But again, remember, dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So in that case, that's going to give me a 5/4. So now when I square that, that's going to be a 25/16. Okay, but remember, that's really not a 25/16. That's a 25/16 times 2, right? Because 2 is our coefficient. So when I rewrite my equation, I'm going to 5 plus a 2 times 25/16, and that's going to equal a 2 times a x squared plus a 5/2 x plus a 25. No, I ran out of space. Sorry, guys. Didn't check that. There you go. So that is going to be, what I say, a 25/16. Okay. All right, so let's go and figure this. I could multiply 2 times 25, but why would you want to do that, right? Let's go and reduce this fraction to 2/8 or to 25/8. Then what I recognize here is this is a fraction of 5/1. I don't want to write that as 5/1. I want to multiply this as 8/8, right? Which is simply going to be a 40/8. So therefore I'd have a 40/8 plus a 25/8. Okay, let's go and simplify this one. So remember, it's b divided by 2. What was b divided by 2? 5/4. Guys, you're done. That's it. It's x plus 5/4 squared. Okay, so again, since my binomial squared is positive, so I know it's an x plus a 5/4 quantity squared. Okay. And again, double check your work if you want to. Double check me. 5/4 times 5/4, is that 25/16? Yes. 5/4 plus 5/4, is that 5/2? Well, 5/4 plus 5/4 is 10/4, which gets reduced down to 5/2. So we're good to go. All right, now we got to figure this out. 40 plus 25 is going to be a 65. So that's a 65 over 8 is equal to a 2 times a x plus a 5/4. Quantity squared. I just made up some numbers, so nothing is really looking pretty good here. I wish that 25 and 40, wish I could have taken the square root there. But divide by 2, that's now going to be multiplied by 2, so that's a 65 over a 16 is equal to a x plus a 5/4. Quantity squared. Now to do this, I can introduce the square root on both sides. I cannot take the square root of 65. No square number is coming to mind right now that evenly divides into a 65. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. However, I can take the square root of 16, which is before. So I have a plus or minus the square root of 65 over 4 is equal to a x plus a 5/4. And then I can subtract a 5/4 on both sides. And ladies and gentlemen, I get x is equal to a negative 5/4 plus or minus a square root of 65 over 4. And you could get those under the same denominator if you want to, but that would be how you do a problem like that. Good problem to go through. If you're just looking for more quadratic type content, then check out the next video I have for you here. Cheers.